Hello everyone, EB the Original Master here, and today it is July 23rd, 2017, and I got a brand new episode of SpongeBob SquarePants and I'm here to review for you guys. Very special shout out to Squidward with Hair for providing the link of the English version of The Incredible Shrinking Sponge, and a little further ahead, I have no clue what's going on with the quality of the web camera, so if you think if you see the contrast a little bit weird, I don't know what happened. I think I must have changed around with the settings of the web camera. But if you see me all palish like this, I apologize. It's because I must have played around with the settings for the web camera where I made my face all pale. But that has nothing to do with this review. So today I'll be reviewing The Incredible Shrinking Sponge. This was actually a season 10 episode. It actually aired in Israel, and I think it also aired in Hebrew, but Squidward with Hair provided the link of the English version of this episode. And a little heads up, this episode has not yet been aired in the United States, so if you guys want to see this ahead of time before it's released, I don't know when it's coming out in the US, but all I know is that Squidward with Hair provided the English version of this episode. So I'll put the link in the description below. And another heads up, you guys, the sister episode for this was actually sports, but since Nickelodeon decided to air sports with Spin the Bottle, there's no need for me to review that episode again since I've already reviewed it in my Spin the Bottle and sports review. So without further ado, let's begin with the review. So The Incredible Shrinking Sponge, the episode starts with a customer complaint that there is an urchin in her Krabby Patty. So Squidward freaks out and he tries to get rid of the urchin. So SpongeBob comes out telling Squidward that there's no need to be afraid of this urchin. So he then takes him to the kitchen. So that's where SpongeBob begins to cook Krabby Patty. So basically the temperature guide on this grill has ice cubes, meaning cold. It has like fire, meaning that it's hot, and it has like an explosion cloud, meaning that's nuclear hot. So SpongeBob doesn't want to turn on the grill to nuclear, so he then turns it to regular hot. So while he's cooking the Krabby Patties, the urchin somehow attacks SpongeBob, landing on the dial, turning the dial to nuclear hot. So the grill starts to turn nuclear hot, and then so the Krabby Patties started like dancing on the grill. They weren't cooked yet; they were just normal meat patties, but they're still called Krabby Patties regardless. So these meat patties started like dancing on the grill, and while SpongeBob is flipping these patties, the steam from the nuclear heat started to shrink the Krabby Patties, and then the steam accidentally shrunk SpongeBob. So that's how SpongeBob gotten shrunk, from the steam from the nuclear grill. So SpongeBob is so small, he's actually naked. So he's microscopic size, and he's actually admiring how big his equipment is in the kitchen. So then SpongeBob gets on top of the grill, and then he starts ice skating on some butter. Yes, the reason why I'm spoiling this is because that's how I do my reviews. I don't want to make my reviews very short. It's because people want to hear my reviews. But if you guys want to check this episode yourselves before you hear the review, please make sure you watch the video link in the description below before you click on this review. So if you hear me mentioning that, pause the video, click on the link, watch the video, and hear my opinions about it. Because if you don't, you're going to end up getting spoiled, and I will hate for you guys to get spoiled. So basically, SpongeBob is enjoying himself being small, and then he ended up at the bottom of this grill. So that's where he found the urchin trapped in a mouse trap, and so SpongeBob tried to free the urchin, and then the urchin started to attack SpongeBob. So technically, SpongeBob does not like being microscopic size, and then Squidward called out that a Krabby Patty needs to be ordered. So SpongeBob is struggling, trying to flip Krabby Patties while he's microscopic size. So while he was flipping the Krabby Patty, it ended up landing on him and crushing him. So SpongeBob runs out of the kitchen with the fully made Krabby Patty. Squidward wakes up, finds out that microscopic SpongeBob as an urchin. So he's mistaken the small SpongeBob as an urchin and starts attacking him by like holding like this golf club. I don't know what it was like a pole or a golf club, and started like smacking the customers in the restaurant. That actually had me laughing just a little bit. So then Mr. Krabs finds out that he thinks that SpongeBob's small size is plankton, so he accidentally throws SpongeBob to the chum bucket. So Karen finds out that SpongeBob is small, and then Plankton compares SpongeBob's size to him, and Plankton made the excuse that he's taller than SpongeBob, even though that SpongeBob is microscopic size. SpongeBob then gets kicked out of the chum bucket because Plankton ended up getting like sliced from SpongeBob because I think he was like, no. What he did was that he was playing with the tape measure that Plankton used. So the tape measure wrapped around Plankton, made him all sliced up, and he told Karen to kick him out. So SpongeBob gets kicked out of the chum bucket, and then Mr. Krabs realized that SpongeBob was microscopic size. Then Mr. Krabs gives SpongeBob as a job as a hygiene clinic. Oh yeah, I'm going a little bit way too further. That's what happens a little bit head of on. So right when Karen kicked SpongeBob out of the chum bucket, this kid found SpongeBob, and then he thought he was an action figure. He threw him into his mouth, spit him out, and then his friends was there to admire it. And then so SpongeBob then ran away from the kids and to this Krusty Krab play area. First of all, there was no explanation of why the play area was there. It just automatically appeared there. It wasn't there in the first place, so I think the storyboard artists had no clue what to do with this little play area, so they just randomly added one in the storyboard with no explanation. So SpongeBob followed the kids to this play area. It randomly appeared in the Krusty Krab, and that's where Mr. Krabs realized that SpongeBob was small, where at first he thought he was Plankton. So why did Mr. Krabs at first thought SpongeBob was Plankton since his small size, and then all of a sudden, when he found him, he realized that it was SpongeBob all along? That made absolutely no sense, and I don't know why that was a thing. So that's where Mr. Krabs gave SpongeBob the job as a hygiene cleaner, or hygienic clinic, to clean up these really, really big, tough, musky guys who ended up to be musty whatsoever. So, SpongeBob then cleans up after these tall guys, and then he goes into the kitchen to clean himself up, to take a break. And then since SpongeBob is small, he can't flip Krabby Patties anymore, so he then goes into the sink to clean up. So SpongeBob realized that the bubbles are making him bigger. So the ending of this episode is that SpongeBob is absorbing the bubbles, making him bigger and bigger and bigger, where he's big enough that he ended up destroying the Krusty Krab restaurant. And then he grabs SpongeBob. Ugh, Jesus. Sorry, I am very sorry. I meant to say Mr. Krabs and Squidward. I apologize if I messed that up. What I meant to say was that SpongeBob grew too big. He ended up grabbing Mr. Krabs and Squidward, and he was gonna pay for the damage by just walking away in the distance, ending off the Incredible Shrinking Sponge. My overall thoughts for this episode is that it was an okay episode. There really wasn't that much good things to happen. I mean, the episode wasn't bad, but it wasn't the greatest episode I've seen. To be honest, I prefer the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episode better than this, because in the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episode, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy left the Krusty Krab when they found SpongeBob was there, and then Mermaid Man left his belt, and the belt ended up shrinking everyone. And I actually liked that episode a lot more than the Incredible Shrinking Sponge, because the Incredible Shrinking Sponge, it was an okay episode. Some of the jokes were actually pretty funny, but overall, the episode was just okay. It wasn't my favorite episode from Season 10. Yes, this is a Season 10 episode, and I'll have to give this episode a 6 out of 10. It was meh. It wasn't the greatest episode. There were some funny moments, but other than that, the episode was just alright. So that's why I give it a 6 out of 10. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my review for the Incredible Shrinking Sponge. Again, if you guys see the audio or the quality of the web camera is the contrast is a little bit weird, I need to go and fix that right now, because I don't want my videos to stay like this when I do web cameras, because it kind of looks weird. So I'm about to go and figure out how to change the contrast color of this web camera so it can turn back to normal, so you guys don't have to see me all pale like this. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my review for the Incredible Shrinking Sponge. I gave it a 6 out of 10. And I guess I'll see you guys later. Peace out.